You're watching Weekend at Gabe's and I'm Weekend Gabe. This latest episode was brought to you by the good folks over at the Ghetto Flower. Use our code W at G for an exclusive 15% discount when visiting their site. Tell them I sent you. Now enjoy the show.
All right, man. We haven't had the third in quite a while, so I was proud that a friend of the show, Baby Horchata, gave us these and told us like out to Julia Stoyanova. She's doing amazing over at Red Room here in Chicago, and that's what we're about to do tonight. It's a pleasure to introduce to the show Julia Stoyanova. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing good.
Pleasure. Listen, we got a lot to get into. However, my first question: you're the owner of the sexiest Chicago, but I haven't been there, so I'm just not sure how sexy.
Oh wait, I'm not the owner. Let's just put it out
Oh,
out
okay.
there. I'm not the owner. No, I am the manager, and I'm also one of the founders. But yes, definitely not the owner.
I don't want to get you in
It's a
trouble.
fine line between founder and
yes,
owner.
yes,
Yes.
I definitely did not put all of my money down, so I can also. But yeah, maybe someday. But we'll see.
Hell yeah! And you're heading up a few initiatives, including Fresh Off the Plane, which is your show, I believe, on Saturdays.
So Fresh Off the Plane, it's a comedy show that it's every last Friday of the month. So
Every
it
last
is a
Friday, so
monthly
it's
show.
tomorrow. It's
Uh,
tomorrow.
No, so we had it
It's the
last
first
week
one.
because tomorrow is
Last
the
week.
first one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's the 1st of July.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's a comedy show that I'm showcasing people from different countries. And when I say that, I mean different, backgrounds. It doesn't mean that you have to, be fresh off the boat or the plane. You can be like third, fourth generation, whatever. We just celebrate every culture being in America. So yeah.
Well, how
I
did
think
you?
you're. Oh, go ahead, Gabe. Sorry.
No, I was going to talk about. I was just going to start building. So you're Bulgarian. You've been in. You came to America, I think maybe 6 years ago. That's right.
Yes, 6 years.
And so you've had a bit of culture shock, and you talked about this YouTube clips, some of the reels that you posted. What was that? Did you have any connections here? You moved here. What was that sort of those formative early years being in America?
I knew exactly three people that I've talked to them no more than 15 minutes. And they were here in Chicago. They were Bulgarians. I met them the summer before I moved here. So we did this program that it calls Work and Travel. So you're coming here, you're working, and then you're going back. However, three of those people that I met, they decided to stay, find a job, sign up to be part of schools. So, they found their ways. So again, I've been twice or three times with them on the same table, but never been like super close. So 1 year passed by and I just reached out to one of the girls and I was like, hey, how is everything going? And she was like, oh, we're still in the survival mood, after 1 year, still
Sure.
trying to figure out things. And I was like, well, I'm thinking to come back for another summer, and then I'm thinking to actually change my visa to a student visa and to figure out how to stay in America because I fell in love in America. Like you said, something interesting, the culture shock. I have to tell you that me coming from Bulgaria to America, I wasn't that surprised than actually spending 3 months in America and going back to my country. This was the biggest.
Oh, it was the coming
Yes,
back that was
it
the
was
biggest
the
culture
worst
shock.
because I just realized how big is the world. And you guys here are melting pot,
Yeah.
So you can see people from all over the world,
Right.
different backgrounds, different race. And for 21 years, I was just surrounded by my race. People that, same history. We're hating the same people, It's
Same
yeah,
lack of love for water.
exactly. So me coming here, it was like a huge realization. I went back and I just fell that I've been living in a little box for 21 years. And yeah, so that was my cultural shock. But anyway, so I reached out to this girl and I was like, is it okay if I come to Chicago? Because Chicago actually has the biggest Bulgarian community outside Bulgaria.
That's so interesting.
Hmm.
This is not
Yeah.
the first time we've heard this.
Right.
Yes. It is
Chicago
also for Ukrainians. I believe it's also for Romanians and Serbians, if I'm
and
not.
Palestinians as well, as we learned a few
That's
weeks
Yes,
ago
yes.
on the
Chicago is
show.
pretty international.
Incredible.
So yeah, she was like, "Yeah, come here. We're gonna figure out. I'm gonna help you out. With what I can." So there were three people living in a two-bedroom apartment. What I did not know is that the other two people had the same conversation with another two people, and we end up seven people in a two-bedroom apartment at the
Oh.
same
wow.
week. And we were just looking at each other. We're like, "Oh, you invite this? Oh, I did not know that you invited her." And yeah, so we were like
Wow.
sardines.
Where was the apartment at? It
Norwich.
wasn't Norris.
Mm-hmm.
Norwich. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
So that was an interesting experience. But the most interesting thing is that we actually, we kind of like figure out things together. So we decided to move to a huge house. So we stayed together. So I think we moved to Melrose Park, and we got like
Mm.
a six-bedroom, huge
Yeah.
house. And for 1 year, we probably host one of the best Bulgarian parties in Chicago.
What does a Bulgarian party look like?
Oh, you know what? You have like three storage of a house, and everybody are going in the basement doing drugs. That's a Bulgarian
that's
party.
a Bulgarian party.
That's a Bulgarian party.
Exactly how I imagined it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sounds like my kind of deal, you know.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's how
D-
everything started for me 6 years ago.
Oh yeah.
you mentioned in another interview that like Bulgaria doesn't really have much of a comedy scene. Like it's bubbling, but it's not anything to the rest of the world. So what kind of got your that comedy to make you want to dive deeper into that isn't very popular in your homeland?
So yeah, right now it's getting a lot of popularity back in my country. So I'm actually about to, in 3 weeks, I'm about to go home for a first time in 6 years.
Wow.
So I already got in touch with a couple of people who are doing stand up. So I cannot wait. I want to meet them all. I want to have beers, coffees with them. I want to know everything how it starts. Because when I left the country, nobody ever heard about stand up. Like I came here and I've heard about the term stand up 4 years ago, so not only that I am new to stand up it's new to me as well.
Right, right, right.
So yeah, but right now it's actually getting it's getting us a huge wave. So I'm very happy to, if I can jump on the new wave, why not? But back in Bulgaria, before I actually moved here, I graduated acting for puppet theater. So I
Right.
have an acting degree. So ever since I was 16, I've been on stage. So stage was not something, unfamiliar for me. And when I came here, I spent the first 2 years learning the language because I didn't speak English. And so, learning the language, learning the culture, learning that I really need 3 credit cards and build that social security or whatever, and credit score. And at some point, I was like, man, I miss this stage. I miss it so much. And I met one guy who actually he was doing stand up. He's Bulgarian, and he was doing stand up, and he graduated Second City. So he was like, "Have you ever heard about improv?" And I was like, "No." "Have you ever heard about stand up?" I was like, "No." "How about Second City?" And I was like, "Absolutely not." So he was like, "Well, why don't you? You're trying to learn the language. I think it's a great idea for you to, sign up for a class. This is how you're gonna start meshing up with more Americans. You're gonna practice your English, and also you will be on stage." And I was like, "You know what? That sounds like a good idea." And I
Mm.
feel so sorry for those people who were improvising with me the first year. They went through hell. Oh my God, it was every time when somebody was ending with me in a scene, they were like, oh fuck, you know. I was very big challenge to every improviser. So, but yeah, and I think
That's hilarious.
somewhere in the middle, somebody said like, why don't you try stand up? You have like unique point of view. And I was like, why don't I? For real. So yeah, and I tried it. I liked it. I did my research. I definitely was one of those creeps that they were standing in the back of the room for probably good 3 months,
Taking
because
notes.
I was like, okay, I can do better. And just judging them for no reason. And yeah, just daydreaming that I'm better, which I wasn't at all. Like you suck the first 5 years. I'm on number 2 right now, so I still suck. And and yeah, and that's how I end up doing stand up, basically.
I want to talk about sort of Eastern European humor because certainly it's a darker humor, at least a
Yes.
little bit. Can
Yeah.
you discuss or maybe tell or paraphrase some of the earliest jokes that you remember
Like earlier jokes in my
in
like my
Bulgarian?
surrounding in Bulgaria, on the first
Yeah,
one that
yeah.
I was writing here.
No, I'm thinking like jokes that your dad might have told you, or like
Mm.
that you might have heard growing up.
Very sexist. I'll tell you that. Very, very sexist. Nothing is taboo. Um, I'll give you an example. I had no filter when I came here. For me, race wasn't an issue. Sex wasn't an issue. Abortion wasn't an issue. I was just saying whatever the hell was coming to my mind, and I was doing a
Right.
scene in Second City, and I think our assignment was, um, in the middle of the scene, you should stop the scene and tell something unexpected. You have to stop the scene and say, I have a confession to make. So that was the assignment. So everybody did whatever. So I went there and I was like, I don't even remember what was the scene about, but I was like, wait, I have a confession. I said I'm a child abuser or something like that. I'm a pedophile. Yeah, I said I'm a pedophile, and they stopped the whole scene. And and in my mind, I was like, I'm doing the assignment. I have.
What? I don't understand.
I don't
What
understand.
went
I'm doing the
wrong?
assignment, and they were completely in shock. Yeah, in Bulgarian, nothing is taboo. Absolutely nothing, and even the darkest things are funny for us. I'm not saying that that was funny, but I had no filter. Now, now when I think about it, because I mean, to a certain degree, after 6 years, I feel a little bit more Americanized, right? So I'm just thinking
Right.
about the situation. I was like, what the hell was going into my mind? I don't know. And then
Take
we
five.
said, how about we gonna,
Yeah.
yeah. And then the teacher was like, well, how about we're gonna try with some other confession? And I was like, and
Like,
my second confession was that I'm an alien or something like that. And she was like, okay, can we get somebody else? And they just stopped the whole assignment because of me.
I mean, it's not completely unfunny in retrospect, right? I mean, we all just had a good laugh about it. But in the moment, yeah, maybe not the
Yeah,
best
this
idea.
is one of the stories that it's definitely not funny at the moment, and then 3 years later, it's maybe funny to a certain degree. Yeah. So I think, yeah, this is the kind of the Bulgarian humor.
You talked briefly about your history with your did you say puppet theater?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? What is that? What is that?
You know what? I have a lot of questions that I still cannot answer by myself. I'm really just going back and I'm like, what was wrong with me to be like, yeah, I want to play with dolls till the rest of my life or whatever.
Did you have like a dream? Like you were like, like I really want to be Kermit the Frog. Like that is what
So,
I'm into.
so that is so this is where the culture gets different when it comes to Europe and America. Uh, puppet puppeteering is actually very much integrated in our culture. It is very much part of it. So you guys, like, you have Avenue Q and Sesame Street, but it's more like the TV perspective of puppetry. In Bulgaria, we use puppetry not only as an entertainment, but we also use it as an education. So
Mm. I
every
grew up in the
major
UK. I definitely got my fair share of Punch and Judy,
there,
along
oh,
with,
Punch
yeah.
and Judy. You've heard about Punch and Judy. There you
Yes, of
go.
course.
So, so yeah, basically, every major city in Bulgaria has not only a theater; it's a theater dedicated to puppetry. It's a puppeteer theater,
Mm.
puppetry theater, whatever. So, so we have that as a major as well, and every year I think we are graduating between 15 to 20 people. So I was one of those people. And you definitely have to love kids if you want to do that. You definitely have to have patience. So I think that I did puppetry and I started hating kids so much after that. Um, that to the certain degree that they broke my biological clock and I'm not even sure that I want kids for myself. That's how much I hate kids.
Wow. Wow.
But yeah, so after that I just graduated and I came here because I kind of, yeah, I told you, I kind of saw that Bulgaria is very small and can, I've always been a dreamer, so Bulgaria kind of wasn't able to provide whatever I was dreaming for.
Hmm. I mean,
Yeah.
there could be a future in puppet comedy for you. I forget who was the guy who had all the puppets.
Jeff Dunham,
Yeah,
yeah.
Jeff Dunham's totally canceled now, but there's a niche there.
You
You
said
could get in there.
that. What happened? Oh my god.
What did he? Because Sam seems to think everyone's canceled on the show.
No. Jeff Dunham is definitely canceled. That the
Oh my god, you were the
the
first one
terrorist
that said
doll.
that.
No, not okay.
Oh.
Oh damn, I'm definitely Google his name after this show.
Yeah, some of that shit does not fly in
Ooh,
2022.
ooh, I can't wait. Drama and comedy, my favorite.
But
But
before we
yeah.
get, got a couple of questions about the Red Room Comedy Club. So, are you part of booking of the comedians? Do you have your eye coming by? So you kind of have your own pulse on in the city on the comedy game.
Yeah, definitely. I am trying not to book people. My co-producer Khalil Faruqi, he's majorly doing that. Um, I'm more behind the social media, the computer things, setting up everything, promotions, everything that has to be done basically before the comics jump on stage. That's me. Besides the
Got it.
booking, Khalil, it's more like doing the booking. Um, but yeah, but if I like somebody and I'm like, oh man, I really like this guy. I think he's funny.
Oh,
Oh, that's
Frozen.
well.
That is
Maybe
a
she'll come
terrible time to freeze.
back. Well, hopefully
Oh man.
she'll bounce back in just a moment. We're
And
gonna.
we had some fun questions to get into there. Yeah, we gotta get her back.
Ah,
Oh, there she is.
We got you
She's right
back.
back. All right, there you go.
You're
Yeah, you're
perfect.
back.
back.
Oh,
All right,
yes,
you
something
said
happened to my.
there's. You can continue your thought. You said like you really like that I've come to.
Yeah, but if I like somebody and I'm like, oh, I think this guy's funny and he doesn't get fair share, of the stage, I'll definitely put him and push him. And it's not only the Red Room that I'm doing. I'm having another show on the South Side. It's actually towards in Illinois, so it's southern than the South, and it's called Dead Drop Comedy. So I like to bounce them around. So this is the one that I'm booking for 100%.
Got it.
So I also just became recently one of the producers of Stand Up, which I was very honored because James Webb, which I'm very much looking up to him in comedy, he was the one who invited me and basically left. He was like, "It's yours, figure it out." Bye. And
Nice.
so yeah, this is in this one. All of the producers they have a different um ways of booking. All of us are coming together, suggesting people, and then voting. And if we're all on the same page, then we're booking people. So yeah, in every show, everybody has like a different method, which I appreciate. There's no right or wrong thing to do.
Got it.
So, yeah.
All right.
It's time to get into some fun questions here before we get you out of here. There's many a joke about the green card situation for you
Yes.
on the website. So my fun question is going to start right there. You can marry any celebrity. You have your pick of all celebrities, and you get to marry one of them for a green card. Who would it be?
Oh my God. I don't think that I have like a major crush on it. Oh no, I'm lying. Maybe I'm definitely lying. Maybe Ryan Reynolds. I definitely had a crush on him. He kind of got old, but he's still sexy though. And he's funny. That's why I like him. I don't care how he looks. He's goddamn funny. So, yeah, he's kind of taken, but.
Yeah. Now you can. This is all hypothetical.
Okay.
Blake Lively is irrelevant.
Hypothetically, I will divorce him and marry him for green card.
I like that. I like that. Go ahead, Gabe.
Yeah, definitely. Break up a happy home. You should do that.
Hey, whatever it takes to stay in the country.
All right, I noticed you have this love for plaid, and you're demonstrating that to us tonight. What is it about plaid shirts that you absolutely love?
Oh, plaid shirts? Oh, is this how you?
Yeah,
you this plaid? I don't know. I have no idea.
Just because you did.
You know what? You're right. I definitely have a lot. a lot of them. I think I just don't have a style, and that's it.
Yeah,
you're cultivating your style. You're not supposed to say you have none. You're cultivating it.
Yes. I just want to be a little country girl. That's
nothing wrong with that.
Should accomplish. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Okay, we have all of these phrases in America that don't mean that they're really hard in translation, right? Be them euphemisms. We were talking in the pre-production meeting, and Gabe says, "Oh, it's sort of coming from Bulgaria to the U.S., sort of like a fish out of water." And then I started thinking about it. I was like, "How do you explain the phrase "fish out of water" to somebody who doesn't?" speak the language. And there are so many like that. What was the weirdest American phrase for you to learn, or English phrase for you to learn?
On top of my mind, I can. Oh, actually, my boyfriend told me one that I was like, this doesn't make any sense. 3 sheets to the wind?
Yes.
Have you heard that? I was like,
that's a sailing thing.
Oh my! Well, thank you for explaining it, because it was like I don't know. This one, and I actually remember another one. It's what was it? You can have the cake and eat it.
And eat it too. Yeah.
I'm like, why? It's my cake. I pay for it. I'm gonna eat it all in 3 o'clock in the morning if I want to. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard one, and that confuses even like regular English speakers
Exactly.
because it really means you
Yeah,
can't,
yeah.
have your cake to look at it and
Yeah.
also eat it too.
Yeah,
Like
somebody tried to explain it to me after the show because I kind of tried to make a joke and put it in my material, and he was like, "Oh, just to let you know what we actually mean," and I was like, "Save it. I don't
yeah,
even want to.
I don't care.
I don't care. I'm keeping the joke. People laugh, okay?" But I will give you something in reverse though. That I actually heard. I have a friend who's American, and he's living actually in Bulgaria. So me and him, we're living the same life but reverse. Uh, so he actually made a joke, and I've never thought about that. Um, he was talking about boli me fara, which is my lighthouse hurts, and this means my dick hurts, meaning I don't care. Which,
Wow.
yeah, it's so many layers.
Does
You can't even explain
there
it.
are a lot of layers there. Is it just very normal for Bulgarian people's lighthouses to hurt? That's just par for the course?
Yeah, go figure and explain that to American people. I can't. Just not happening.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us here on Weekend at Gabe's. We
Thank you for having me,
absolutely
guys.
fun. Yeah, you
Thank
Hell
you.
yeah.
Thank you for having me. It was
you
a
can go find
pleasure.
Julia over at the on Chicago's north side. Managing, not owning. Just so that we're clear about that, owners. But thank you so much. This was absolutely funny. We hope to have you back in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful night.
All right, Julia Stoyanova tonight here on Weekend at Games. Wrapping up. Hey, great show, man. Tons of information, laughs. Exactly what is every show that we put on. So mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished yet again. And we are off on Tuesday night, Gabe. Why?
Because my ass is getting bashed for the 4th, and I ain't getting fucking Tuesday to do no damn show. So we're gonna bounce back on. We keep it with the show. We will bounce back on July 7th, a week from now. Lee and Dave Koresh both joining us, so it's gonna be another big week from now. So stay tuned. The aesthetic is gonna chill. Will not. We're still keeping it running throughout this hot ass summer. So keep it locked right here on Weekend at Gabe's, man.
Brought to you by the Ghetto Flower. Go ahead to their website. So many things that are going on there. Use our code W @G. Been practicing that one all day. And that'll get 15% off of your next purchase of $50 or more on their website. And that's important to do. It's important to know because there are 3 things that we do on this show, Weekend Gabe, and they are
Got the share, support, and show up. There you go. Put it into your life. All right, we are out of here. Give us a follow. Weekend at Games, the real safe hour. And enjoy your 4th.
Happy 4th of July. Burn down the court system. Burn them down. Don't elect judges. Kill them all. Yes. Eat the rich. Let's go. Come on. We're starting a revolution. Come on.
Thank you for watching the latest episode of Weekend at Games on YouTube, brought to you by the Ghetto Flower. Make sure to also click on the links in the description for more information to our guests and access to exclusive new music from the Ghetto Flower and so much more. Make sure to also like and subscribe to the show, and also continue to share, support, and show love by clicking on any of the links surrounding my head. Thanks for watching.